Matt Hires, the shortstop, bats second. Lance Shannon in right field is the number 3 hitter. Sam Allen is the cleanup batter at third base. Judd Hall, the DH, will bat fifth. Brian Moon, the catcher, will be hitting sixth. Lance Coffin at first base bats seventh. Cale Curtis just got that base hit. He's the number 8 batter. And batting now is Richie Cleary, who is pitching. Matt Taylor started it, but had some trouble in his innings of work. Ball is swung on, grounded to the shortstop. His throw to second is in time for 1, but the throw to first will not be made. Cleary reaches on the fielder's choice. Curtis retired 6-4 in your scorebook at second base. The ball was hit deep in the hole at shortstop, and Tigger Marshall did a good job just to get to that ball and throw it to Ash Gale at second base for the Force. So Cleary at first base now with 1 down. The hitter will be Ryan Allen. Allen at .333, 1 home run, 17 RBI. He's been the leadoff hitter for the Rams for the last 3 to 4 weeks and has responded very well. Had a cold series, though, against Southwest DeKalb. Pitches outside to him, and it's 1-0. Allen was 1 for 10 against the Panthers in that 3-game set. Brian Seals on the mound, checks Taylor Clark, his catcher, has the sign that he wants. He's to the stretch position, and the pitch on the way to Allen. It is high, and it's 2-0. The defense for the Wheeler Wildcats in this first game. Around the infield, Frank Smith at third base, Tigger Marshall at shortstop, Ash Gale is the second baseman, Brooks Souders is at first. Around the outfield, J.J. Thomas, Chris Crawford, and David McMahon. Seals on the mound, and his pitch to Allen is called a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Rams' second sacker. Wheeler came across with a big third inning against Matt Taylor, who had trouble throwing his curveball for strikes, and he had to be removed in the third for the sophomore, Richie Cleary. Allen swings, grounds 1 to second, double play ball maybe. Throw to second in time for 1. On to first. In time, double play. A good throw from Ash Gale, a flip toss to Tigger Marshall at second base, and a good pitch the Rams out of the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on base. 5th inning coming up with your score, 7-3, Wheeler on top. Newton County Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430.
FRM cattle supplement blocks have your nutritional needs licked. FRM self-limiting weatherproof cattle supplement blocks provide the protein, energy, and additional vitamins and minerals your herd needs. It doesn't melt in the sun, dissolve in the rain, or blow away in the wind. It just keeps supplying profit-building nutrition for your herd day after day. FRM cattle supplement blocks available now at your FRM dealer.
For professional and personal attention, see the staff at the Farm and Garden Depot on Emory Street, 787-3870.
Are you planning a special get-together with family and friends? Then do it at Pippin's Barbecue. We'll provide the food and the fun for just a few people or a large group. Or if the party's at your place, let us provide the catering while you enjoy the party. Call us ahead of time or stop by Pippin's Barbecue at both our locations.
Our food and our service just can't be beat. You're gonna love what you eat.
Pippin's Barbecue, Highway 20 South in Conyers and on Alcovey Road in Covington.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating, 786-4937. They'll send them packing, termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches, and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
AM 1430 WGFS, we are back at Riverside Park. Top half of the 5th inning, Taylor Clark will lead it off. Cleary's lined his first pitch, called a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Clark was at bat last inning when John Morris was caught stealing. Wheeler picked up a run in the 4th on 2 hits. The wind and the 0-1 pitch on the way. It is outside, and the count is 1-1. Cleary has been in since the 3rd inning. His stats coming into this appearance: a .336 ERA, no record for Cleary. In 8 innings, he's given up 9 hits. He's walked 5 and struck out 10. Pitch almost hit him inside. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Cleary has also thrown 2 wild pitches in those 8 1/3 innings. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but we'll be here for the rest of this doubleheader. The 2-1 pitch high, 3-1. Rams trailing it here will need a comeback to win this first game. This is the best 2 out of 3 series, just like that Southwest DeKalb series earlier in the week. So if a team sweeps today, then they move on to the next round, and the team that loses goes home. The wind, the 3-1 pitch inside, ball 4. So Clark A leadoff walk here for the Wildcats of Wheeler High School. He'll be at first base, and the batter will be Brian Seals. Rams gave up 3 runs in the first, then gave up 3 more in the third, then another run in the fourth. That's how we've made it 7-3. The Rams picked up 2 runs of their own in the bottom half of inning number 3. As we go along, we'll tell you how that happened. The hitter is Brian Seals. Bats as he throws from the left-hand side. Throw going over to first base, and back in is Taylor Clark. Wheeler had a record of 25-6 during the regular season. Pitches outside, a ball, no strikes. That's in Region 6 Quad A, a region where some very strong baseball is played. Region 6 and Region 8, some of the finest baseball you'll see at the high school level. Throw going over to first. Clark is back in. But a team that can go 25-6 in that region certainly has a strong ball club. There's a strike on the inside corner, a ball and a strike. This is the same region that produced Walton High School. Walton came down and put a hurting on the Newton County Rams, really their toughest loss of the season, as they went down 13-3 against Walton. The 1-1 offering in the dirt, a good stop from Moon to keep it from going by him. It's 2 balls and a strike to Brian Seals. Rams enter this game with a record of 24 wins, 5 losses, and a tie. Cleary to the belt, and his offering swung on and popped up into shallow left center field. Hires goes out. In comes Curtis. Hires behind his back made the catch. A good play from the Rams shortstop for out number 1. Hires was backpedaling and had to reach behind his left shoulder with his glove hand and make the catch. And Hires, a good defensive shortstop, made the play. 1 down. Ash Gale, the hitter. The Wheeler second baseman bats from the right-hand side and digs in now against Richie Cleary and the Rams. So Cleary gets some work here in a playoff situation, something he hopes he'll be involved with in his junior and senior years as he throws to first and Clark is back. Of course, Cleary will be one of the main pitchers for the Rams for the next 2 years. The stretch and the pitch, it's low. A ball, no strikes to Ash Gale. On deck is Frank Smith, the number 8 and 9 hitters here for Walton, or rather for Wheeler, with a runner at first base and 1 down. Another throw over, back in safely as Clark. It gets away from Coffin, but just a couple of feet, and Clark decides to stay at first base. What a crowd at Riverside Park for this doubleheader. It began about 1 o'clock. And a ton of fans from both sides, both Wheeler and Newton County, sending a big contingency to this ball game. Pitch is swung on and lined down the third baseline, but foul. A ball and a strike to the Wildcat second baseman. Rams getting into the state playoffs with 4 straight wins in the region tournament. They then took 2 out of 3 from Southwest DeKalb to set up this matchup. Pitch is in the dirt and goes by Moon. Back to the screen. The wild pitch puts Taylor Clark at second base here with 1 down in the inning. That was about a 55-footer. Don't know if that was a curveball, but it bounced well in front of Moon and almost over his head as it went back to the backstop. Gale set to go. Here's the stretch by Cleary. The 2-1 pitch. Just got a piece of it and fouled it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Richie Cleary has excellent stuff for just being a sophomore. A good fastball. And when he can get his breaking ball over for strikes, he is a very tough pitcher to hit, but the Rams have been so deep in pitching, they haven't had to use him that much. Pitch is swung on and popped up in the infield. Cleary calls for it right in the sun, and he drops the ball. He's going to try to throw to first base. They didn't get him there. That's an error on Richie Cleary. That ball was right in the sun, and Cleary trying to recover. He had to look straight up into the sun to try to make that play. Had his glove at about eye level. The ball dropped a little bit. Tried to catch the ball at waist level. It squeezed out of his mitt. And so on the air, Ash Gale will be at first here. And Wheeler with yet another scoring threat in inning number 5. Frank Smith, the hitter. Stretch and first pitch to him. Outside and low for ball 1. Taylor Clark at second base. Ash Gale at first. The error by Richie Cleary may come back to haunt the Rams here. Pitch is high. 2 balls, no strikes. Cleary at times has a little trouble with control, and Moon is going to go out now and have a discussion with the big sophomore. Listed on the Ram roster at 6'2" and 205. And you've got to know with the weight training programs that go on here at the high school level that Cleary is going to be one big man in the next 2 years, both on the field and in his physical stature. The runners lead. Pitch on the way, almost hit him inside. It's 3-0. Al Bell is coaching the Rams for this first game as Charlie Beverly was thrown out of Wednesday night's matchup against Southwest DeKalb. He cannot coach the first game. 3-0 pitch called strike at the knees on the inside corner. It's 3-1. Ram fans up the third baseline on that big hill. And the visiting folks behind the plate and down the first base left field. Curtis comes on and makes the catch near the foul line for the second out. And with 2 down, Tigger Marshall will be the hitter. His last time up, last inning, grounded out to second baseman Ryan Allen. From what we've seen in this Wheeler ball club, this could be one of the best hitting ball clubs we have seen in this 1994 season. But of course, they were aided by Matt Taylor, who really didn't have that great of an outing, had some trouble with his control. Cleary's first pitch is by Moon, back to the screen. Both the runners will move up. So runners now at second and third after the wild pitch, but with 2 down in the inning. These Wheeler Wildcats, a strong hitting ball club, but Taylor had some trouble today, and that may have had a lot to do with the fact that he threw quite a bit over the last 2 weeks. Pitch is swung on, hit hard. Second baseman Ryan Allen makes the play in short right field, throws to first for the out. Tigger Marshall hit that one right on the nose, but Allen was able to make the play, and that'll do it for the Wildcats in the fifth. No runs, no hits, 2 runners left on base. Bottom of the fifth coming up. Rams trail it 7-3. Newton County Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430.
It's that time of year again for tilling the garden. Hayes Tractor of Mansfield has Kubota M-Series tractors that are built for any kind of work that crops up. With 42 to 85 PTO horsepower, 4-wheel drive, and strong liquid-cooled engines, they easily pull like bigger tractors. Hayes Tractor says all this without bigger price tags or fuel bills. High clearance, low profile, and narrow versions offer versatility you've been looking for. So come to Hayes Tractor and take a look at the Kubota M-Series and see what crops up. That's Hayes Tractor, located on Highway 11 in Mansfield. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and Saturday, 8 to 12. Or call at 786-3334. That's 786-3334.
Looking good, feeling great, and staying healthy has never been more important than it is today. The Family Health Food Store in Newton Plaza is your headquarters for all your health needs. The Family Health Food Store has a great selection of books on high fiber, low fat, and fat-free facts that you will need to stay healthy. So come by today and let the Family Health Food Store help you have a healthier and happier you. That's the Family Health Food Store, 787-3400, 787-3400.
From Riverside Park, Newton County High School, bottom half of the fifth here for the Rams, who trail by 4, looking to come back against left-hander Brian Seals and the Wheeler Wildcats, first game of 2. And right after this one, we will bring you the live broadcast of the nightcap of this doubleheader. Of course, this game started at 1 o'clock, so it's really not a nightcap, more a late afternoon cap, but we'll have that for you after this one is over with. Matt Hyers leads it off for the Rams, followed by Lance Shannon and Sam Allen, the 2, 3, and 4 spots in the order. Hyers, his last time up in the third, singled and scored. The switch hitter got a bat from the left-hand side here against the left-handed pitcher. The wind and the pitch in the dirt, 1-0. We've seen Hyers do that a lot against the lefties this year, turning around and batting from the left-hand side. Puts him a couple of steps closer to first base. Plus, I believe that's his stronger hitting side. Has a higher batting average from that left-hand side. Looking to bunt there, but the pitch almost hit him, 2-0. Hyers hitting .365 on the year, team leading 4 homers and 17 RBI. The wind and the pitch in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. So Brian Seals has some early wildness here. Behind 3-0 on Hyers. Down the line, Bell filling in for Charlie Beverly. He'll be back for the second game of this doubleheader. Over at first base is Coach Stanley Allen, who works with the JV and 9th grade teams, but has come up to help the varsity team here in the absence of Coach Beverly. Seals winds, and he delivers low and outside. It hit the plate for ball 4. And time is called as Wheeler's coach will go out and talk to his Wildcat infield. He'll bring the catcher, Taylor Clark, and the shortstop, Tigger Marshall, out to talk with Brian Seals, so the 4 of them will have a conference on the mound. This is the 31st game of the year for the Rams. In 30 games, they have scored 206 runs. They've outscored their opponents 206 to 90. They've outhit them 245 to 162, and as we mentioned, the Rams' batting average now over 300 at 301 as a team. Opponents hitting 211 against the Newton County team. Conference over on the mound, and the Wheeler head coach goes back to his position in the first base dugout. If you didn't know, the Rams switched dugouts at home this year. They're down the third base side now. That allows their fans a good view from on top of the hill up the third base side. Shannon stands in, walked and scored back in the third. First pitch is in the dirt. A good stop from Clark, keeping Hires at first, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Hires the speediest man in Newton County history for a single season. He has 31 stolen bases in 34 attempts. Look for a possible steal or maybe even a hit and run with Lance Shannon. The stretch and the pitch. Shannon takes it just a little bit low, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Shannon really the best contact hitter that this Ram team has. He has struck out only 5 times all year. Once again, Hires leads away. Seals to the belt, and the pitch on the way almost hit him inside. 3 balls, no strikes, and Shannon looks at the third base dugout, gives an emphatic nod as these Rams are fired up despite being down by 4. Rams feel they are still well in this game and with a good chance to come back. The stretch. And the 3-0 to Shannon, taking inside, ball 4. This could be the best scoring threat the Rams have had all afternoon. Down by 4, but with 2 runners on and no one out. And their best clutch hitter, Sam Allen, stepping to the plate. Allen drilled one deep to left that J.J. Thomas caught, but Hires tagged up and scored. That was back in the third. Rams scored 2 in that inning. Hires singled and advanced to third on an error by the left fielder. Shannon walked, and then the sac fly. Judd Hall singled, then Brian Moon had a sac fly. Allen swings at the first offering and lines it right at the third base dugout, where he nearly got a piece of Matt Easterday. And Easterday, being the good athlete that he is, alertly saw it and got out of the way, and it's 0-1. No faces on the dugouts. They are open dugouts, so the folks at the third and first base lines have to watch out. Pitch to Allen, swung on, grounded up the middle. Tigger Marshall takes it, and now he bobbles the ball, and all hands will be safe. The ball was hit right at second base. Tigger Marshall came across, but the ball skipped under his glove. Sam Allen reaches. That is an error on the shortstop, putting the bases loaded here with nobody out in the inning. And the hitter will be Judd Hall. Hall singled his last time up. He is at 231 with a couple of homers and 15 RBI. And comes up in a huge situation representing the potential tying run. Seals looks at his catcher, Taylor Clark, has the sign that he wants. And the Ram fans have a chance to be excited here for the first time all afternoon because Wheeler scored early and often in the first. Pitch to Hall, swung on a line to right center. It falls in for a hit. 1 run will score. Here comes Shannon to the plate. The throw in is not in time. They hold Judd Hall at first base, but the Rams are within 2. And Judd Hall, here is a man who was hitting 155 for the regular season, but he has been on an absolute tear. He had 4 hits against Southwest DeKalb in the 3 games. And don't forget about the game-winning hit in Game 3 that gave the Rams a chance to come here and play Wheeler in the first place. Now with 2 runners on and no one out, the Rams trail it by only 2. Brian Moon, the hitter, a sac fly for him. Here's another man who's caught fire in the last week or so. Moon led the team in RBI in the series against Southwest DeKalb with 4. Ram pitchers did an excellent job in that series. They had troubles the first day because the defense made 7 errors. But that second game was a 6-0 shutout. There's a drive to deep right center. It's going to fall in for a hit. A run will score. The ball goes all the way to the wall. Judd Hall will be held at third base. It's a stand-up double for Moon. Brian Seals is not fooling anybody here in the fifth. Suddenly it's 7-6 with 2 runners on and nobody out. And the Rams right back in this one with a good chance to come back after the big deficit. They were down as much as 6-1. But it's now 7-6. A lefty warming up in the bullpen for the Wheeler Wildcats. We will check on the name and be back with it in just a moment. But there is a conference on the mound. Wheeler's head coach stays in the dugout. He's going to stick with Brian Seals here against the right-hander Lance Coffin. Cale Curtis on the on-deck circle. And Al Bell has a talk with Lance Coffin, who now strolls to the plate. His last time up, grounded out to second base. Coffin on the year at 172 coming into this game, 5 hits and 29 at-bats. But he's come up with some of the biggest clutch hits of anybody. Wheeler plays the infield in. Coffin takes the first one for a strike. It's 0-1. And on the throw back to the mound, Marshall and Gale are right behind the pitcher, making sure that nothing gets by the pitcher. Good fundamental baseball. The wind by Seals. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded. Shortstop can't make the play. Bobbles off his glove. He chases Moon back to second base. Now comes the throw home. Hall over the catcher is in safely, and it is 7-7. Lance Coffin will move out to second base. What an unusual play. Moon is now at third base safely. Tigger Marshall at shortstop. The ball got away from his glove. He chased after Brian Moon. Apparently, Marshall never had control of the ball. His throw home would have been well in time. Taylor Clark was 10 feet up the line, but the ball got by Clark, and Judd Hall had to tumble over Clark and land almost on his head as he came across the plate. It's 7-7. There are runners at second and third. Scoring on that is an error on the shortstop, allowing Hall to score and moving Moon over to third base. And Wheeler's head coach is out arguing with the home plate umpire. Seals apparently still out there, but now second and third here for the Rams, and we've got a tie ball game as they have scored 4 here in the fifth. What a comeback by these Rams. This Ram team does not seem to get down when they fall behind. That's something they had trouble with last year. The Rams team played really well ahead, but when they were behind, they had trouble. This year, they've fallen behind by 4 or 5 runs. Doesn't faze them a bit. And against a team that is 25-6, they have just made a miraculous comeback here to make it 7-7. Cale Curtis takes the pitch low. A ball, no strikes. Runners at second and third. Still nobody out in the inning. 6 straight men have reached. There have been 2 errors in the inning, both of them on shortstop Tigger Marshall. Seals wind is pitched to Curtis. Swings and misses. That was well out of the strike zone. A ball and a strike. Moon at third base. Coffin at second. Nobody out. Curtis digs back in. Richie Cleary is the pitcher of record now for the Rams as Matt Taylor is off the hook after having his first 2 and a third innings. Pitch is swung on, grounded to the pitcher. Seals makes the play. It's throw to first. Pulled the first baseman off the bag. It's an error on the pitcher. Things are falling apart for the Wheeler Wildcats. And the head coach cannot believe what he just saw. That ball was hit about 30 feet out in front of the plate. Seals came across to make the play. Looked at third and at second to make sure that Moon and Coffin would go back to their respective bases. But his throw to first pulled Brooks Souders off the bag. And suddenly, folks, we have the bases loaded. Still no one out. Cleary, the hitter, reached on a fielder's choices last time. Seals goes into the wind. His pitch to Cleary is taken for a strike. A good curveball. It's 0-1. Seals has an excellent curveball that he starts outside and brings back over the outside corner. Hitters give up on it, but then it comes into the strike zone. Clark with the sign. The wind and the pitch to Cleary. Thought about going, but it's outside. 1-1. Richie Cleary is at 200 this year. No homers, 13 RBI, but to look at him, you know this man has some power. It's just a matter of time before he takes one deep, and you know the Ram fans would not mind it if it were right here. Pitch to Cleary, swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. He got a pitch near the wheelhouse, but it dropped out of the strike zone, and he couldn't come up with it. Cleary looks at Al Bell, has the sign that he wants. Moon away from third, Coffin from second, Curtis from first. 3 errors by the Wildcats in this inning, and nobody out. Cleary waits. The 1-2 on the way. Called strike 3, outside corner, and the Wheeler fans give up a cheer as finally Seals is able to retire a man. It was the 8th man to hit in the inning. Now the 9th man to bat will be Ryan Allen, who grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his last time. Certainly he wants to avoid that this time up. The runners lead from every base. It's lefty against lefty. Infield will play in. The wind and the pitch to Allen nearly hit him inside. 1 ball, no strikes. That was a curveball that started a little too far inside to the left-hander. Allen bailed out, but that one almost caught the strike zone as it was curving back in. The 1-0 delivery on the way. High, 2-0. There's nowhere to put this guy. 2 more wide ones. The Rams are on top, and with the big hitters in their order coming up. The Ram offense has finally come alive, battling back from the 6-1 deficit. Seals nods at his catcher. Now time called. Ryan Allen steps out. Brian Seals has been taking a lot of time between pitches to the last few hitters, Cleary and Allen, as he's been collecting his thoughts. Finally, Allen stepped out. That's a hitter's ploy, upsetting that pitcher's timing. Clark signs. Seals wind. His 2-0 pitch. Outside corner called strike. 2-1. Now 1 down here in the 5th. The Rams scored 1 run in the first couple innings, and they scored 2 in the 3rd, and 4 so far here in the 5th. Allen back in there. The wind and the 2-1 pitch. Called strike, same spot, same pitch. And it's 2-2. Brian Moon, the runner at 3rd, after doubling, advanced to 3rd on an error by the shortstop as Marshall was going after him, but he didn't have the ball. Pitch is swung on and popped up into left field. This should get the go-ahead run home. Thomas makes the catch. Tagging at 3rd is Moon. The throw to the plate is not in time. The Rams lead at 8-7. Now 2 down, though, but Allen drives in the go-ahead run, and all of a sudden the Newton County Rams, after being way out of this game, are on top. And they have a chance to close it out here if they can get the next 6 outs. And they will have won the first game of this doubleheader. Other state matchups going on. Evans versus Windsor Forest in Savannah. That should be the number 1 team in the state and number 14 in the nation. The winner of Evans versus Windsor Forest will play the winner of the Newton County Wheeler Series. Osborne will play South Gwinnett, and also Warner Robins and Fayette locked in a doubleheader matchup. The wind and the pitch to Matt Hires, swung on and popped up in a shallow center field. Coming on is Crawford. Fielder. Hires spikes the batting helmet. That'll do it for the Rams here in the 5th. But they pick up 5 big runs on a total of 1-2 hits. There were 3 Wheeler errors and 2 runners left on base. 6th inning coming up. The Rams lead at 8-7. Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS AM 1430.
Warm weather is here. It's time to make your way to the great outdoors. And for homeowners, the great outdoors starts in their front yard. Echo Power Tools can help you make your yard look great. Right now, save up to $50 on your choice of an Echo grass trimmer, Echo tiller, Echo edger, or Echo power hedge clippers. Plus, register to win a complete camping package for 2, including a 6-man tent, sleeping bags, hiking boots, and more. Camping gear courtesy of Blue Ridge Mountain Sports in Lenox Square, Atlanta. Whatever outdoor job you're trying to tackle, Echo makes a great tool to make the job easy. Visit your local Echo dealer today and save up to $50 on select Echo power tools. Plus, register to win great camping gear from Blue Ridge Mountain Sports and Echo Power Tools. Visit Coast to Coast Home and Auto, located on Monticello Street in Covington. That's Coast to Coast Home and Auto in downtown Covington.
Statham Tires in Covington, Conyers, Snellville, and Norcross would like to sell you a set of great radials by Cooper. Now you're probably asking, why should I buy a set of great radials from Statham Tire? Okay, how about longer tire life, fuel economy, and better vehicle handling? You see, Cooper radial tires give you better tread wear than bias-type tires, plus better mileage, which means less fuel to buy. And stability, steering, and cornering all improved with Cooper radials. Why not go to Statham Tire in Covington, Conyers, Snellville, and Norcross and get great radials by Cooper? Tough and dependable tires from professional and reliable tire experts. Great radials by Cooper from Statham Tire.
Riverside Park, Newton County High School, the matchup of this game, the Rams and the Wheeler Wildcats. The Rams lead at 8-7. We've got some defensive changes for the Rams, and we will give them to you as we move along here. But Matt Hires has come on to pitch. That's your big one there, is Matt Hires, who in the regular season threw only 4 innings. But, of course, one of the Rams' better pitchers as well, probably their 4th best or 5th best. They just haven't had a chance to use him. He's in here now in the 6th. Richie Cleary leaves the game. Ryan Allen now the shortstop. The wind, and the first pitch is in the dirt, ball 1. Allen was at second base, now it's short. Entering in Cleary's spot is Trent Alexander, who is the new second baseman. So we'll update your defense in a moment. Hires wind, and his pitch swung on, grounded on one hop, fielded cleanly by Sam Allen. Here's the throw to first, in time for out number 1. Souders is out. Wheeler had a lot of offense early against Matt Taylor and the Rams. Cleary has pitched well in middle relief, now has been relieved by Hires. Cleary went 2 2/3 innings and gave up 1 run, striking out a couple of hitters as well. Chris Crawford will be the hitter. Struck out his last time up. Pitch to him inside, ball 1. Hires has also a very good fastball. Likes to mix his pitches. He is probably one of the quickest workers you'll see in high school ball. His wind and his 1-0 pitch swung on and popped up right behind the screen and headed right back this way. And pretty close here. It bounces once and right back up toward the press box area, but just off to our right, and we couldn't make the play. A ball and a strike. I had talked with Anthony Green a couple of nights ago about catching a foul ball up here, thinking that it was impossible because of the high screen. We almost got one. The 1-1 changeup swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. There were some doubts about Hires over the last few weeks as to whether he would pitch at all. Of course, as you know, he has injured his shoulder, and the shoulder has been bothering him. The 1-2 swung on, grounded hard into left field for a base hit. So far, it looks as if he is pitching very well. Looks like the shoulder's not bothering him that much. We're at first base and 1 down, but he's got the 1-run lead here to protect. And the hitter is J.J. Thomas. Thomas walked his last time. Rams last inning picked up 5 runs. They were trailing at 7-3. But the first 6 men for the Rams, make that the first 7, reached base. 2 by walks, 2 by base hits, and 3 of them by Wheeler errors. Hires to the stretch position. He checks the runner. Here's his pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Good off-speed pitch. Throw to first. Runner is in back and safe. Hires' throw to first was a snap throw. Crawford was sort of walking back to the first base bag. The stretch and the 0-1 pitch misses low, a ball and a strike. Got to be careful to this guy, the cleanup batter for the Wheeler Wildcats. First game of a doubleheader here on this Saturday afternoon, as the Rams now on top. The pitch, called strike, outside corner, and it's 1-2. Crawford singled with 1 out. He takes his lead from first base. Hires in 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, walked 4, struck out 5. The stretch and the pitch, swung on, lined into left field, fair ball. Going over down the left field line, staying at second base is Crawford as he took the turn but decided to hold up there. First and second now for Wheeler with only 1 out in the inning. John Morris and Taylor Clark will be the next 2 for the Wheeler Wildcats. Newton County Rams region champs this year for the first time since 1990. They won the South Metro Tournament for the 3rd straight year. Now to their list of accomplishments, they've added a 2 out of 3 victory against Southwest DeKalb, looking to do the same here to Wheeler. Pitch is low to John Morris, 1 ball, no strikes. If the Rams can win the first game, then they can afford to win 1 of the next 2 and not both, as Wheeler would have to do. Double play ball maybe to Ryan Allen. His pivot to second base is in time. That's Alexander's pivot to Allen. It was in time, but J.J. Thomas did an excellent job of breaking up the double play. First and third now with 2 down, but the ball hit to Trent Alexander. His flip to Allen was a good throw. Allen trying to pivot at second base, but Thomas came in hard, and Ryan Allen was upended, and John Morris safe at first base. And that's the things that the good ball clubs do. You see that from all the teams with the really great records. In addition to having good talent, they play good fundamentals, and they do the little things that are necessary to win. If Thomas doesn't go in hard at second base, perhaps Allen gets the double play there. But instead, it's first and third and 2 down. It'll take a base hit from Taylor Clark if the Rams are to do any damage here. Hires was used as the closer last year, but hasn't had to be used at all. If you look back at the region and all the games that the Rams played in the region, they had so many complete games they didn't have to use their bullpen at all. About 60 or 70% of the time, pitches high, 1-0. In 30 games this year, Ram pitchers have thrown 14 complete games, and most of those have come from the top three. In fact, all of them have come from the three-man rotation of the Rams as a throw goes to first base, and Morris is back in. Coughlin has pitched 4 complete games, Taylor 4 complete games, and Judd Hall with 6. Hires to the belt. The 1-0 pitch, called strike, out inside corner. 1-1 to the Wheeler catcher. Richie Cleary threw a couple of wild pitches in the 5th, setting up a second and third situation, but he got out of it. The pitch, it is low. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 down here in the top of the 6th. The Rams lead it 8-7. Crawford off third and Morris off of first. And the pitch, it is low, 3-1, and you can hear Hires out there grunting with every pitch that he delivers. That could be a psych job on the hitter, or that might be a sign that his shoulder's troubling him. The stretch, the 3-1 pitch, swung on, and he will step on the bag, and that is out number 3. 6 unassisted. Morris is retired at second, and that'll do it for the Wheeler Wildcats. No runs, 2 hits. They leave a couple of men on base. Bottom of the 6th, the Rams on top by 1. Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS AM 1430.
What better way to relax after a hard day's work than in your backyard or on the front porch in a rocking chair or swing? Hayes Furniture of Covington has it all, with 10 varieties of swings to choose from. They have pressure-treated wood, redwood, white oak, or metal swings and frames, sold together or separately. They have sizes 4 feet, 5 feet, or 6 feet, starting at $42.50. Hayes Furniture also has outdoor furniture with many rockers to choose from. They have a 3-piece oak rocker set for only $125. They also have mini gliders to choose from. Like I said, Hayes Furniture has something for everyone, with free 12-month financing, free delivery anywhere. So get ready to enjoy the great outdoors at Hayes Furniture Company, located at 6166 Washington Street in Covington. Hayes Furniture Company, 786-3737, located at 6166 Washington Street in Covington, 786-3737.
Campbell Lumber on Emory Street announces new store hours. Campbell Lumber Company is now open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Come by and see us for everything to build anything. Benjamin Moore paints, lawn and garden tools, masonry supplies, lumber, and lots more. Stop by our spring sale going on now through April 30th for specials on treated lumber, shingles, screen porch materials, and lawn and garden tools. That's Campbell Lumber, 786-3412.
Riverside Park, Newton County High School. It's the bottom half of inning number 6. The Rams sent 10 men to the plate last inning, picking up 5 and taking the lead 8-7. So if you went away for a snack, well, the news has just gotten a lot happier from Riverside Park. Lance Shannon leads it off, followed by Sam Allen and Judd Hall. The meat of that order here, as the Wheeler pitcher, Brian Seals, still out there for his 6th inning of work. Shannon, both of his last 2 trips to the plate, has drawn free passes, and both times he has come around to score. That's a tradition that he would not mind continuing here in the 6th. Clark with the sign. Brian Seals goes into the wind. His first pitch to Shannon, swung on and drilled deep to right field. McMinn goes back, and it is out of here. Lance Shannon has just drilled one to right field, making it 9-7. He took an off-speed pitch from the left-hander and drilled it to right field. Gone, and 9-7 now the score. That is a big blow and a big run for the Rams. That gives Hires a little bit of breathing room. And Shannon is pumped up at home plate as he is mobbed by his teammates. 9-7 Rams after the home run by Lance Shannon. That is his 2nd of the year. RBI number 35 for the Ram right fielder. He leads the team in that category with the 35 RBIs. Sam Allen, now the hitter. A sacrifice fly in the third. He reached on an error and scored last inning. Seal still out there. He winds and delivers. It's low. 1-0. If you're the Rams and you can hold on here, you've got to like your chances in the nightcap. Judd Hall is working on a string of 24 straight scoreless innings. Pitch to Sam Allen popped up. Left side, third baseman Frank Smith making the play for the first out. But Judd Hall has been simply masterful the last 4 times he's gone to the mound, and you imagine that you'll see him pitching tonight. The question is, will his arm hold up? He pitched a little bit on Monday. Actually, he pitched a complete game on Monday, then pitched on Wednesday for 2/3 of an inning. Now on Saturday, he will be looked to slam the door on Wheeler in the second game. There, 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats. The wind and the pitch to him, swung on and popped foul. No balls, 1 strike. It all started against Shiloh while the Rams were still in the sub-region. Hall pitched 4 straight scoreless innings there. Then shut out Heritage on only 2 hits. Wind in the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Then he came in against South Gwinnett and threw some scoreless innings there, 4 or 5. Then against Southwest DeKalb in the second game of a doubleheader. Taylor shut out Southwest DeKalb on only 3 hits, all of them singles, and only 1 of them hit to the outfield. The wind, the 0-2 pitch, just got a piece of it, fouled it off. Judd Hall stays alive. Count remains 0-2. Hall comes in at 231, couple of homers, 15 RBI for him. He looks at his third base coach, Al Bell. Charlie Beverly can rejoin the Rams for the second part of this doubleheader. Coach Beverly was ejected Wednesday over a call at second base. The wind, the 0-2 is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Newton County Rams and Wheeler Wildcats in what has turned out to be a very exciting ball game from Riverside Park. Of course, you have a much more favorable view of this if you're a Ram fan because your team is up by 2. Clark gives the signal, the wind, the 1-2 pitch, swung on, grounded on 2 hops. Tigger Marshall at short fields it, throws to first in time. 2 down. Moon now the hitter. At 2:55 coming in, no homers, 12 RBI. Moon hit a sac fly in the third and doubled a huge hit in the 5th, scoring Sam Allen and putting Hall at third base. On the ensuing play, an error by the shortstop allowed Hall to score and allowed Moon to third base and allowed Coffin, the hitter, to move all the way to second. Curtis reached on an error by the pitcher. Then a sacrifice fly scored Moon for the 5th run of that inning. First pitch to Bryan. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Moon came through big in the series against Southwest DeKalb. One of the biggest hits of his life came in the 7th inning of game number 3. The wind and the 0-1 pitch to him. Looked to bunt, but he pulled it back. It's low for ball 1. Moon hit a ball to right field in the 7th inning of that game. Rams were behind 4-3. Southwest DeKalb's right fielder came in and the ball went 20 feet over his head, and the Rams were able to tie the score on that hit. Pitch is outside, 2-1. Jimmy Rucker was the man's name. Apparently he lost the ball in the lights, but it went 20-25 feet over his head. Sam Allen scored. Moon ended up on third base and scored the go-ahead run that gave the Rams the victory in the game and the series. The 2-1 swung on and fouled back to the screen. Count evens, 2-2. Flags in center field at half staff. Because of the death of Richard Nixon, they've been like that for the last couple of weeks. We've seen that at various parks all around the state. Clark gives the sign to his pitcher, Brian Seals. Now Moon is going to call time and step out, as Seals and Clark take a long time getting together on their signals. Due up for Wheeler in the 7th, the bottom 3 spots in the order. That bodes well for the Rams. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and lined over the shortstop's head into left center for a base hit. Moon stops at first, his second hit in as many trips. He's a hitter who has finally found his stroke. He'll be at first base here with 2 down in the inning. Lance Cawthon will be the hitter. Bill Dolan has just arrived here at Riverside Park. We may get a chance to put him on for the 7th inning of this first game, but certainly he will be with you for the night. And fortunately, as soon as we took the air, the Rams were able to take a lead as they were behind as much as 6-1, but as soon as we went on with our broadcast, they had a big fifth inning and have taken now a 2-run lead. A pinch runner at first base for Michael Doss, that is Matt Easterday. Easterday only a freshman. In to run. He's seen a lot of pinch running appearances for the Rams this year. He's only had one at bat. The pitch to Lance Cawthon, called strike. 0-1. Cawthon grounded out in the third inning, reached on an error in the fifth. Easterday leads away. He is 0 for 1 in stolen base attempts and facing a left-handed pitcher. The stretch and the pitch, swung on, grounded to short. Marshall takes it, is flipped to second in time. That'll do it for the Rams here in the sixth inning, but the Rams score once more on the shot by Lance Shannon. Last shot for the Wheeler Wildcats. The Rams lead it 9-7. Newton County Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430. Seals popped out to short his last time. The 1-2 swung on and hit well to center field. Doss on his horse cannot make the play. It bounces once and off the wall. Seals rounds first. He heads for second. Pulls up there. It's a stand-up double. Wheeler with a good start here in the seventh, and Hires allowing that first man to get on base. So with the runner on and no one out, Ash Gale, the hitter. Gale reached on an error by the pitcher his last time. That was Richie Cleary, a little weak pop fly right in the sun. And Cleary dropped it at about waist level. There's been a pinch runner at second base. So a runner at second here with no one out of the inning. And Gale stepping to the plate, and Hires needing to retire these three men to pick up the save. And Hires has quite a bit of intensity on the mound. So he will get this Ram team rallying. The stretch. Hires fires. Swung on and grounded to Lance Cawthon. He's going to throw to third base. Here's the throw. They got him there. Safe at first base on the fielder's choices. Ash Gale. That may come back to haunt the Wildcats. Lance Cawthon, a heads-up play at first base. A lot of times you just go for the sure out. But Cawthon decided to play it a little aggressively and went after the force at third. Well, not the force, rather, but the tag out at third.
Kind of a dangerous play, but he made the good tag, so it worked out. A lot of times that can come back to haunt you if he makes the bad throw, but they executed and did it right.
The Rams now 2 outs away. The pitch is swung and drilled deep to left center field. Curtis goes back on it, still going back. It bounces and off the wall. Rounding second, headed for third is Gale. He's going to come home. Now he's not. He's going to go back to third base. Third base coach decided, and wisely so, to hold that runner. It is a double for Frank Smith. And now the tying runs on with one down, and Hires needed to come in and go after Tigger Marshall and Brooks Souders. The top two spots in the order. Al Bell is strolling out to the mound. Cawthon and Hires out there waiting for him. Lance Cawthon has been really the cheerleader of this Ram team for the last couple of ball games. Judd Hall is coming out of the dugout, and folks, we're going to see Judd Hall on at a save opportunity. And Hall will come on to pitch, and while he does, we will take this pitching break. You are listening to Newton County Ram Baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430.
It's that time of year again for tilling the garden. Hayes Tractor of Mansfield has Kubota M-Series tractors that are built for any kind of work that crops up. With 42 to 85 PTO horsepower, four-wheel drive, and strong liquid-cooled engines, they easily pull like bigger tractors. Hayes Tractor says all this without bigger price tags or fuel bills. High clearance, low profile, and narrow versions offer versatility you've been looking for. So come to Hayes Tractor and take a look at the Kubota M-Series and see what crops up. That's Hayes Tractor, located on Highway 11 in Mansfield. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and Saturday, 8 to 12. Or call at 786-3334. That's 786-3334.
I was at Pippin's Barbecue the other day having some pork barbecue, and it was great. But then I looked over at the next table, and they were having smoked chicken, so I ordered that too. And then I found out about the Brunswick stew, so I ordered that. And then I figured, what the heck, why not just order the whole Pippin's Barbecue menu? But I didn't, because I just didn't have the room on the table.
Our food and our service just can't be beat. You're gonna love what you eat.
Pippin's Barbecue, Highway 20 South in Conyers and on Alcovey Road in Covington.
WGFS AM 1430, Newton County Ram baseball, a slew of defensive changes, and we'll give them to you in just a moment. But Judd Hall, the stopper for the Rams, is on to pitch. Here are your changes. There's a new center fielder, that is Lance Shannon. Judd Hall on to pitch now, and Trent Alexander moves from second base to right field. Michael Doss has come out of the game. Matt Hires has moved from pitcher back to shortstop, and Ryan Allen has moved from shortstop back to second base. As we mentioned, Trent Alexander was playing second. He's in right field. So with all those changes, make some chicken scratch in your scorebook, and it's going to look very messy, but that's the way it's been the last two games, is out with Al Bell as head coach. He likes to make those defensive swaps. Second and third, one down. The first hitter is Tigger Marshall. Marshall hitless in his last two trips up. He digs in, the wind, and the first pitch. Misses outside, ball one. It'll be up to Judd Hall if the Rams can nail it down here in the first game. Marshall, a left-handed batter. Gale and Smith lead away from second and third. The 1-0, a curveball high, 2 balls, no strikes. Hires pitched to 8 hitters. Pitched a total of an inning and 1/3. The 2 runners on his responsibility. Pitch is low, 3-0. Hires gave up 4 hits. Did not walk anyone, did not strike out anyone. Here's the wind and the crippled pitch, taking all the way. It's a called strike, 3-1. Hall trying to work as quickly as possible here. Coming after the top 2 hitters in the order. The wind, the 3-1 pitch, swung on and popped up into shallow left field. Curtis coming on. Tags at third and will hold up there. That's the second out of the inning. Judd Hall and the Rams are 1 out away from picking up a big win here in the first game of the double dip. The last chance for Wheeler, Brooks Souders. 1 for 2 in his last 2 appearances, a single and a run scored. He's also grounded out. Hall being talked to by his middle infield. Now they go back to their normal positions. Souders digs in. The wind by Hall and the first pitch. Called strike, and it's 0-1. A base hit from Souders into the outfield could tie this thing. Hall comes in the most dramatic of situations. The wind and the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded to Ryan Allen at second base. Makes it cleanly. In time to first, and the Rams have won the first game of the double dip. Coming back from a 6-1 deficit to win it 9-7. We'll be back to wrap up your oh-so-happy news from Riverside Park after this Newton County Ram baseball here on WGFS AM 1430. Newton County High School, where the Rams come back and win this one 9-7, coming back with 5 big runs in inning number 5, making a winning pitcher out of Richie Cleary. Matt Hires came in for an inning and a third. Then Judd Hall coming in second and third, slamming the door. I'm here with Judd Hall right now. And Judd, coming in that situation, what were you thinking as far as keeping those 2 men, second and third base, from scoring?
Only thing I was wanting to do was just throw strikes and let the defense work so I could get out of the inning and we could win that game. So that's all that I had on my mind, was just to get those 2 batters out. And I'm glad I did it.
What was the team's mentality when it was 6-1?
We knew that we were hitting the ball well today. We knew we had potential to come back and win it. All it was if we could come back from 6-1 to win it, which we did, and we had a good attitude. We did.
Well, you're going to have a chance here in the second game to wrap it up, and you suspect you'll be the starting pitcher?
I think so. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty much sure, though.
Well, best of luck to you in working on nearly 25 straight scoreless innings, and thanks for dropping by, and, of course, best of luck in that second game.
Thank you.
The Rams win this one 9-7, and we will be back in about 30 minutes with the nightcap. Newton County Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430. We're going to send it back now to Todd Chapman in the studios, and he's going to give you some music, and for about half an hour he'll do that. Then we will be back with the double dip, the second half of it, myself and Bill Dolan. So long, everybody.